I don't have the right title on there yet. So I'm going to share in 2 seconds. Oh, it's April already. Ew.
Yeah. It's years going by quick.
Now, how's it been 3 months during the year? We already got a viewer, too. There we go.
Nudie gang.
Yeah, Nutty Gang. Let's go. Um, let's see how this. Oh, that's bright. But how's that look? Does it look a little corny?
Oh yeah.
No, it looks good. I got to make sure the mic's not in
Yeah.
the way, though. I don't. I make shadow puppets on myself. Um. All right, I just gotta grab. I think I'm ready to go. Yeah. Oh shit! No, I gotta look up this Houston fact real quick. Do you know the stat off the top of your head, by the way, for the Auburn age versus OKC?
Auburn age
Oh, I
versus
got it.
OKC.
Yeah. Um. Here it is. Gotta love Google. That goes right to Twitter. Um. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Let's get started. Oh, see, no, I look dark. Looks like I'm.
Hey, you look
I,
good.
okay. All right. Cool. I trust your judgment. All right. You ready?
Yep.
All right. And 3, 2, and 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
We've made it to the Final Four, Chris. We're here. It is all the 1 seeds. Um, not what everyone wants. Everyone's very disappointed about it. I don't think it's the end of college basketball or anything, and I think we're gonna have some good games. But what are your thoughts here, Chris? We made it.
I I mean, a lot of people have chalked it up. At least this tournament have. I didn't even try to make the pun there, but have chalked up the chalky tournament to the fact that there's NIL now and transfer portal, and all the best teams can just take away all the good players from the mid majors, which I think to a degree is true. But that doesn't explain why we have 4 1 seeds in the Final Four. Like this has happened before, and it's gonna happen again. I also like if you look at the 10 palm numbers, these are 4 of like the 10 best teams in the Ken Palm era, which is
Yeah,
since like 1991. So it's actually a pretty incredible season as far as the top level basketball goes, which has made for kind of a lame road to the Final Four. We haven't had that many like epic battles with these teams. Aside, Florida's had a couple insane games at the end there, but I guess Houston had the tight one against Purdue, which was awesome. Duke and Auburn have not played super exciting games so far, but it all builds up to this. If these games are disappointing, then the whole thing's disappointing. If these games are awesome, then that's okay. I wasn't the best tournament ever, but it was worth it to get amazing basketball at the end.
and we've had some close games throughout this tournament. Like there has been
Mm-hmm.
some close games. There hasn't been as many upsets as people like. No like Cinderella runs. And I think
People like upsets until you're watching like San Diego State and FAU in the Final Four, and then it's like, okay,
yeah,
we could have gone without
who's gonna get spanked
one or
by
two of these
UConn?
upsets. Yeah, right.
And the past 2 champions, what we've talked about on the pod, UConn won those games by like 15 every game. So really,
Yeah, what I don't know off the top of my head what their average margin of victory was, but
it
it's
was around like
absurd.
13. Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah, and
annihilating.
that's what, like 14 tournament wins in a row. I think 15 going into this year. So
And if you're
yeah,
and
it,
if you're a casual fan, like these are the best teams. This is the best basketball
yeah,
that we're gonna
right.
get, and the we're gonna see some great battles in the Final Four, and I think people should just stop whining. It's gonna be unless it's like every the next like 5 years are all number one seeds, then we can start complaining. But like
Yeah, right.
we want to see good teams in the Final Four, and these are the best teams. So let's get right into it.
Yes, the
Um,
people that
Go ahead.
be upsets are the same people that are going to complain that the product is bad.
Yes, they're the same people that go like, "Oh, I don't even like college basketball that much because they're not that good." It's like, well, because then
Yeah, right,
so now we have the best players out there. Um,
right.
Florida Auburn SEC battle. Um, it's gonna be a clash. The Brome getting out in that game, basically losing his arm, and then coming back and sealing and finishing off the Michigan State team. Incredible, just incredible. I earned a lot of respect for him out there. And Florida,
Is he going to be okay?
I think. I
Like, I
mean,
feel like
he's
they
gonna
wouldn't say if he's going to be hurt.
like he's the type.
Like, he's
He
going to
came
play
back in that
regardless.
game. He's gonna definitely play, and uh, I think he's gonna be fine. He's gonna not maybe not 100%. Maybe his shot will be off a little bit, but he's gonna be
Yeah,
his attitude is gonna be the same. He's gonna be balls to the wall against them, and I guess I mean everyone should be in this game. Um, so they play. I'm trying to look up in the last time they played. They haven't played. They play even. They had to have played this year. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Florida beat them by 9
yeah.
in
I think Florida
February,
beat him last time.
and they didn't play again because they didn't play in the SEC tournament. And so this is the
Okay.
second. They're not cursed. Like it's not the Tennessee Kentucky where it's like, all right, you beat them twice. Then so Florida has a chance to get two here. Um, I don't know. Florida just doesn't go away. Florida doesn't go away in any of these games, and then they come back and they win them. They hit all the shots they need
I
to
feel like
hit,
they're playing with fire though.
and they're playing
Like the
they're
way
playing with thin
they won
ice
that
too.
Texas Tech game.
It's thin
Yeah,
ice. It's very much thin ice.
yeah.
They
Because Texas Tech had them
You think they're
beat. Like
due?
that game was over. That's what I'm thinking.
You think they're due?
But I don't know. Like if Broome isn't fully healthy and like if they play their A game, they're just as good if not better than Auburn. It's just like I haven't really seen it. I mean, even against Maryland, they ended up winning by a lot, but they turned the ball over a lot. Um, like Texas Tech, it was like, all right, light switch turns on last 2 minutes. Same thing against UConn, and I fully believe in Walter Clayton. If it's a 3-point game with 2 minutes left, like he's gonna hit two threes and they're gonna find a way to win. But it's can you get to that point? Like, can you hang with Auburn long enough? They can't play like they have the last 3 games.
Yes, they can't have these slow stretches because Auburn will just take advantage of them, and they got
Mhm.
to keep up with the scoring the whole game. I think an underlying thing about Auburn is all these guys are seniors. Um, they're all old. They have an average age of 23.2, and the just as a comparison, the OKC Thunder have 24.4 average age.
And most people graduate college at age 22, for what it's worth.
Yes, yes, for what it's worth. I mean, there are a bunch of true seniors on the team as well, but
Yeah,
that means they're in it for like this is the last ride. They're going they and I don't I think um is Walter
he's
a senior
gotta
as well?
be.
Because I think so. Because I think they're
Uh,
talking about him in the draft, but he wouldn't go if he
I know he
stayed.
was at Iona, and this is his second year at Florida. I don't know if he was at Iona for more than a year. Probably was though.
Oh, just tell what he's 22.
Fact
He's a
check real
senior.
quick.
He's 22.
Yeah, he's 22.
Yeah. Um. So I mean, they're massive. So I know Florida's massive, but they keep on going on these lulls. I think Auburn's going to take advantage of it. Um. And finally nail him here. Um. The other game, Duke Houston. My fun fact for Houston. Did you know that their mile time as a team average is 5.519, 5 minutes and 19 seconds for the whole team.
Pretty impressive.
That's insanity. Um,
I wonder what are other teams though, because I don't know like what a good barometer is.
I just know for like an average human, that's crazy. And think about it, the slowest guy on the team, I'm looking at this video right now. His mile time is 5:45. He's 6'9". A 6'9" guy running 5-minute mile at you.
I mean, he's got long legs.
It's it's true. That's true. He does have long legs. Um, I I don't know. It might be a stupid stat, but they're fast. They're not as big as I don't have a stat for how big Duke is, but I guess if I looked at their average height, I could tell you. But it's the average height's probably like 6'6", 6'7". Duke's gonna go. Duke has just been doing it all tournament. They've just been dominating teams. Alabama could not shoot. Alabama played a terrible game, but some of that is the defense of Duke, and some of that is um, just Duke dominating and on every time they touch the court.
I mean, Alabama averages, I don't know it off the top of my head, probably like 80, 85 points a game,
Yeah, and they scored
and
65.
they didn't even come close to that.
No,
Uh,
they were shooting bricks too.
and
They
it
were
was like
not
right
even
at the
close.
beginning. And we said like before the game that they kind of need to shave that shooting performance that they had against BYU for the Duke game, and they didn't. So, but yes, they even for their standard shot the ball very poorly, which was a shame because that there were times in that game where like you kind of thought that they were getting back into it a bit, and every time they got it down, like even just under 10 points, Duke was able to put the nail back in the coffin. It is interesting, like how Houston lines up against Duke because they definitely don't have that size. I guess nobody really has the size that Duke has, but Houston kind of plays that suffocating brand of basketball. Um, and like Brady said, they're super fast and athletic, but it's all it, mostly they reap the benefits on the defensive side. Talking about how Houston matches up with Duke now.
Okay,
Um, but like I don't know if they can swallow this Duke team like they've been able to do throughout the tournament. Like especially like Tennessee, that game was a joke. It was over in 10 minutes. Tennessee had like 3 points. Um, but just like you're going up against three top 10 picks. I feel like we say the same thing about Duke every episode, but
and the same thing happens every
like, I don't
time.
know. Even the best college defenders, I don't know. Like how are we going to line up against Cooper Flag?
Yeah, I agree with what I've heard you say. Sorry if any. I mean, I guess the audio doesn't. I'm not gonna notice. Um, I got a pizza at the door. I didn't even realize. My parents aren't here, and they must have
Oh,
sent me.
nice.
Yeah, they must have sent me something. Um, so yeah, Houston's main like tactic in winning all these games is scoring 70 points, and the other team scores 60 something. Um, that's not going to be able to work against Duke. They're going to score way more than Houston's going to be able to score. And I know that sounds simple enough, but the like Houston hasn't scored 82 in like I don't know 2 months. They haven't scored 82 like all season. They scored 92 against Kansas, and that's it. You're telling me Duke's not
But
gonna
they
get
are
83
fast.
points? They are very fast. They are insanely fast. Um, but how is Duke not gonna score 83 points here? If they scored 92, then they're gonna get more than actually, sorry, if they score, yeah, 92, they're gonna get more than this team scored all season. They get 92 in their sleep. And that's a lot for a college basketball game, and they didn't get it against Alabama, but they didn't need to get it against Alabama. And I'm guessing they're not gonna
Mhm.
need to get it against
No, yeah,
Houston either. It's
I yeah.
this is I think lining up. It's Duke versus an SEC team, of course. Well, I guess if you don't believe in Houston like we do, um, and I just think Duke's gonna just roll them. I
Too.
just think yeah.
It feels like the
I
last
said
couple years. Well, I guess not the first UConn year, but last year where like you went into it, most people were picking UConn, most people were picking Duke, and you're watching all these other games like, oh, this team like they've got a real shot, and then every time they go up against UConn, or in this case Duke, it's just kind of a bummer.
That's kinda
So
what
I
I'm
do think the
feeling with
national
this
championship
team.
will be more exciting than it was last year, though.
I agree. There's a I mean, I think Duke can play like they can play a close game um against some of these SEC teams, but I don't know how even if a Walter Clayton goes insane in the end, like how Cooper Flag just doesn't match that, or how any of those guys
Yeah,
don't match that. Um, they it's it's insane. It's an insane team. Like Knipple's are just an
yeah,
afterthought compared to
yep.
everyone else on the squad.
He's a dog.
Yeah, he'd be the best player on like any other NCAA team right now.
Pretty much.
Uh, do we have time for our teams? You want to do our teams real quick, or would you rather talk baseball?
Yeah. I mean, we hired a coach.
Oh, did you?
So Buzz
Buzz
Williams is in the
Buzz.
building.
Nice.
Buzz Buzz. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I there's no reason not to. I'm a fan. I'm not gonna like root against him. Uh, I will say he's left each of his last 3 jobs after 5 or 6 years before he gets fired. He's very good at that, at recognizing when he's about to overstay his
Where
welcome
was he
and when
last
he
coaching?
bounces out because A&M.
Okay.
He went to from Marquette to Virginia Tech to A&M.
A&M
Now
was
he's at
good.
Maryland. A&M was good. He's a good coach. I honestly think he's a better coach than Willard.
He's a good recruiter
I was
too.
hoping they would.
They got a lot of good recruits there
Yeah,
at
we'll
A&M.
see. Um, they have a lot of money at A&M,
Mm.
but
A lot of football though.
yeah, it is a lot of football. But yeah, we'll see. I would have preferred them to take a shot on somebody, um, but I'm willing to ride it out.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in this situation again in 5 years, which obviously is a long time down the road. And if they win, I don't really care. But coaching searches suck.
Yeah, you want I know what you're saying. Like if it's a guy that was younger, didn't have a track record of leaving after 5 years, then you'd be a little more excited like this guy could
And
be
it
the
would be
next.
one thing if it was like Rick Pitino, who's won like 3 national championships, but Buzz has been to the Elite Eight once. So it's not like he's coming in and you know that you're going to be a contender right away. Like if everything breaks right, you could be a contender.
I get what you're saying. Did you listen to John Fanta on Pardon My Take?
Uh, I listened to part of it.
He like rips into Maryland. He was like, they need to figure out who they are if they're a football school or a basketball school.
It's the administration is a disaster. And I watched the press conference today and listening to like the school president and the interim AD try to talk about basketball it makes me want to vomit. They're just like they're so clueless and so tone deaf. And that's how they ended up with Buzz Williams because he wanted to leave A&M and I'm sure his agent called the school and was like, "Hey, you guys got a coaching opening. Buzz would love it." And they were just like, let me just Google him real quick. All right, looks good to me. Ask Gary William, "Hey, Gary, is Buzz a good coach?" He's like, "Yeah, I think so." And they're like, "All right, good enough." That's how I imagine the coaching search went down.
It did
Um,
happen pretty quickly. That was pretty quick.
it, yes, and it had to happen quickly in their defense, but I don't think they really considered anybody else other than him as soon as they realized that he existed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That
and
he was a
again, like
person.
yeah. So I more of my frustration is with the administration and how the whole thing went
Right. Don't
down,
take it out
not
on
with
Buzz.
Buzz.
Don't take it out on
Right.
Buzz.
Yeah. And that's why I say like I'm willing to give him the benefit. I'm very turned off right now.
I could see that.
But
Yeah.
I'll be all the way back in coming October. We'll
Yeah.
get a couple transfers. If he gets Ronnie Rice to come back somehow, I'm all the way back.
All right. Because if he's committed, then squad.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm committed to Rodney. So
We we got our boomerang transfer. We got Michi Johnson
I
back.
saw
Um, there. So did you know if ChatGPT made that up or because I didn't see anyone else say it? I
the
thought like
boomerang. Yeah.
oh they made it up.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think he made it up.
So does that mean like
What
we
doesn't
if
exist?
anyone else says it, yeah, if anyone else says it, then we gotta get credit for that, right?
Yeah. We should trademark it.
The boomerang transfer.
Boomerang
Should I
transfer.
ask Michi
Yeah.
Johnson? Should I just slide? Yo, Michi,
Yeah.
let's trademark boomerang transfer in case there's anyone else that goes from school to school to school.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think we should.
I'm excited that he's back though. I
I'm
liked him in
pumped.
South Carolina.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I think there was I think whatever went on in Ohio State, whatever happened to him, he seems more comfortable in South Carolina. He seemed very excited on social media about coming back. So I'm pumped. I'm locked in. We won a lot of games with him. He
Yeah.
carried that team. People complain about his defense. Um, I don't think I don't know if Eli Ellis is going to be able to play defense either. But so it's going to be like
In
NBA
the
scores.
SEC.
I was going to say
Definitely.
it's going to be 100-point games just over and over again. But that's I'm for it. I'm for it. I think they're winning players still. I think they have a good mentality. Um, I think they're gonna be fun to watch. And we got another French transfer. His stats don't look
Nice.
very good last year. Um, but he's a 7-footer. I'm willing to take anybody. Anyone who wants to be here. All we got
Wait,
is all
it's
we
not
need.
Matty Traore, is it?
No, it's Christ.
Okay,
Christ something said is some last name that's I can't pronounce. But his first name is Christ. Um,
interesting.
and who else did we get anyone else? Uh, Miles Studi staying. A couple people left that I was surprised about. All like a bunch of our young guys left. Um, maybe
That's
they just
annoying.
maybe they just think like Michi's gonna take their spot, but I don't know. We do have a lot of guards right now. We got a
Yeah.
guy from South Florida. Let me pull him up real quick because I just sent it. It literally happened right before the pod happened. Um, what's his name? Knox. What's his first name? Kobe Knox. From South Florida. He averaged 10 points a game last year, so
It's,
solid. I'll take it.
the portal is humming.
Portal is humming. Portal is definitely humming. Hopefully Maryland dips their toes in there pretty quickly.
Yeah, Buzz said today that he hasn't recruited it at all in the last 32 hours, which I'm sure is a lie.
Ha- Why say that? Was that asked to him?
No, he was just they were asking him about the team, and he was just like, "Yeah, I haven't done any recruiting in the last how many hours." He's also like transferring jobs, so I don't know who he would be
Yeah,
like
who? Yeah,
legally. He probably is not allowed to be recruiting as he's still under contract with A&M and hasn't put pen to paper.
yeah. Like who
Job,
would he recruiting to? He wouldn't even know. Like I guess not. He would know Maryland, but like
you know.
yeah.
I know a guy from A&M did just enter the portal, and he has a "do not contact me"
Yes, I saw
clause,
that. That's
which is
good.
kind of awesome.
That's a good
So
sign.
hopefully
Yeah.
he's on his way here. I forget what the guy's name is.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was a high recruit, from what I remember.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah. Um, do we have time for baseball?
We got to talk about the torpedo bats.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. I'm like all about torpedo bats. Why doesn't every team in the
Okay,
league
so what
use
do
them?
you know?
What I know is the scientifically the bat had to weigh a certain amount, and
Right.
someone on the Yankees figured out why don't we just move some of the wood from the bottom to where the ball gets hit, and apparently it's a bigger bat, and apparently there's a lot of dingers. I hit the
It was
over. I
Costanza.
hit the over um on the Yankees game last night. 'Cause it's free money. Yeah,
I can't
Costanza.
believe I haven't seen any meme about Costanza hitting the home runs. Talk
Yeah,
to Derek Jeter, like it's simple physics, blah blah blah. But yeah, some MIT nerd physicist was just like, "Hey,
genius.
if we move the sweet spot down a little bit to where you guys are getting jammed, you're gonna get more hits when the ball hits that same exact spot." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, it works." But the other thing that I learned today is that they don't. This wasn't isn't the first year that people have used them. Giancarlo Stanton on the Yankees used one last year and had like one
So
of the
what's the big
best
hoopla?
years. More guys are just using them. It's just picking up steam now. And a bunch of the Yankees started using them, and they scored 20 runs on Saturday, and they
Whole
hit
team
a
should use
bunch of
them.
home runs. Well, it depends on the player. So like,
Aaron Judge doesn't do
it
it, right?
depends on your swing. Judge doesn't do it. Yeah.
Well, he's too good
Um,
anyways. He doesn't need to do it.
But it's like, I guess if you make contact more on the inside part of the bat, like, then it would make sense for you to use one. All those times where you're, like, getting jammed, you're hitting pop-ups and weak ground balls, those can turn into line drives, because you're squaring up the ball a little bit more. Yeah, I guess it's legal, it fits within whatever the definition of a bat is, which is kind of an interesting
Are they
conversation. I
gonna
didn't think
change
we'd ever
it?
get to this point. I don't know why they would.
Yeah, I don't get it
Um,
either.
I don't think it's bad. Like, anytime there's something new in baseball, especially for hitters, I think it's good for the game
Yes.
because it gets people talking about it, um, and it improves how good they are.
Yes.
Like, we're
And it
gonna get more
improves
hits.
scoring, runs, action, the shit people wanna see. And
Yeah.
I do think MLB this year specifically has done very well in the marketing department. I think they're doing a killer
Yeah,
job.
outside of Opening Day, the MLB TV app crashed. Outside of that,
The Also the MLB TV,
pretty well.
I, they do a promotion through T-Mobile where they give you MLB TV. I had it last year. I just tried to log in with the same email that I used last year, and they're like, "Your account's locked. You can't log in and claim it." I was like, "Why is my account locked?" So I went, forgot your password. They denied my request, forgot your password, and they're like, "It's
I've
locked." And I
never
was like,
never seen that before.
"All right." Yeah, exactly. I've never seen that before. I was like, how do I fix this now?" They're like, "You gotta contact support." So I contact support. Um, I don't know, it's probably 9 in the morning, 9:30. I click on the website, I talk to this stupid little chat bot. I was like, "My account's locked." I thought at least the chat bot could do it. Like, why couldn't the chat bot do it? My account's just locked.
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, you need a live representative." I was like, "Alright, give me a live representative." "You can't get a live representative till 1 PM." "Alright, I'm not doing this shit." I did the wise guy's email, and I was like, "Alright, there we go. Bingo bango." Um, but how ridiculous? Like, why they're just I don't
I don't
understand.
know. I feel like they definitely have made strides in terms of making it more accessible to watch the game. Like, I know now if you're in a blackout zone and you don't have cable, you can pay like $25 a month to watch your team on like Phillies.TV or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So
I
that's
think that's
something that you couldn't
bullshit
do
anyways.
before.
All the
It is,
It's
but
so it's
last year
all
they didn't
local
have
contract
anything. You
stuff.
had to stream east it. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely frustrating.
they have made taken at least one step there. But yeah, it's been a hot start to the season. The bats is I always love stuff like this.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
don't
fun.
understand how anyone could be upset about it. It's like it's within the bounds of the rule, and there's more home runs. If it wasn't the Yankees, I don't think it would be a stink at all.
No,
If it was
completely
like the
agree.
Brewers doing it, Mariners, like if the
They
Mariners
should
started
all
hitting
do
more
it.
home runs, everybody would be like, "Oh, heck yeah, look at the Mariners go!" But because
They
it's the
should every
Yankees,
team.
it's
Any team, any
yeah,
player that
and they will,
yeah,
they will.
yeah. And then they'll have some pitching rule that makes the pitching even harder and then or
They
even
got to bring
easier.
back
And
to the
then
sticky stuff.
yeah,
That's
let
the
him
counter.
sticky. Yeah, let him
Let them use
sticky.
the sticky stuff
Yeah,
again.
I agree. I completely agree.
Yep. I
And
did see Matt Strom as a reliever on the Phillies, and he basically tweeted that out. He was like, "If you just let us use whatever they can put on their hands, like we're even."
yeah,
It's
the
funny.
all right. So what's up with the? I mean, it's been what 5 games, 6 games.
Yeah, about
Anything that's surprising so far?
Braves are like 0-5, which is kind of surprising. The Padres swept them opening weekend. They also
Oh,
had
and
their
six.
one big
Damn.
free agent signing. Jerkson Profar got suspended 80 games for steroids. So rough start down there. Good start in San Diego. Good start in New York, obviously. Um, rough start in Pittsburgh. They're just in a waste away. Paul Skeens. They won today, but uh,
Sox aren't
yeah,
doing well.
rough sledding over there. It's Devers can't hit.
Yeah, I heard about that. I
Which
heard about that. He should give him the bat.
hopefully he comes around.
Give him the
They
bat.
got to put him back in third base.
Oh, shut it. No, give him the bat. Screw third base. Give him the bat. Um, yeah, that's not good. They re-signed that guy that you were talking about, Garrett.
Yes, Crochet.
Yeah,
Yep,
it got
needed to
him.
happen.
Uh,
That's definitely big.
I'm
Starting the
getting
night, so maybe
Bregman. He's new
contract
on this team,
boost.
right? Alex Bregman,
Yes.
and he's pretty good, right?
Mhm.
I've heard this name before. That's why I know he's any name that I've heard before. Same thing with fantasy baseball. Any name that I've heard
Yeah,
before,
right. Good
this
player.
guy. Yep. Um, which I want Mookie, but I don't know. I don't have anything good to give you besides. Um, I don't have anyone good to give
We
you.
can talk.
All right, all right. But another woman's coming to my door. She picking up something, luckily. Um, all right. Do we have anything else then?
Yeah, that's we can do some more detailed baseball discussions as things get a little more heated up.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The All right, sorry, I pulling it back up. I don't know why it went away. So the Orioles playing the Red Sox. Devers can't hit for shit. Um, 1-4. You told me they were gonna be good. Now I'm disappointed.
Season.
All right, well, you gotta go or what's going on here?
Yeah, yeah,
All right, that's fine. Enjoy it. Sorry for the short pod. Glad we got to get one out. Huh?
yeah. I mean, we hit everything. I think at
Yeah,
least
no, I think so
everything major.
too. No, there's
Three
no
sports.
major NFL news. We could have gotten a
I
little
guess two
more.
sports.
eh, we could have gone a little more in the NCAA, but I don't know. I think I exhausted all my knowledge of
Yeah,
it.
that's
So yeah, I think we did pretty
blank
good for
for
ourselves for
us.
doing a under 30-minute pod. When
Yeah,
was the last time we ever did that? All right.
in a while.
Well, I'll let you get out of here. Thanks for listening. We'll see
All right.
everyone